Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're super excited to introduce Dezeri Mansu. I met Dezi at the time my daughter Ariana was actually promoting from middle school. And now she's in her junior year of college. So it's been going on some years already.
It has been. I'm so surprised at how fast the time's gone by. Thank
That's
you for
awesome.
having me
Thank you
on.
so much for being with us here, Dezi. We're excited. Kendra's told me such great things about you. And every time she has a hair appointment, I'm like, send me pictures. I want to see. I'm so excited to hear about all the businesses you've been building. So let's get into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for having me on here. I'm excited to talk to you.
Totally. So you've been very successful in becoming a businesswoman by owning and operating your own salon suite. And that's a billion-dollar industry. It's just such a gigantic growing market. What led you to specialize in that?
I've always wanted to make women feel beautiful, so I think that's kind of what drew me to being in the beauty industry was being able to help build someone's self-confidence and just be able also to do something that makes somebody feel good about themselves. And I enjoy providing those services. So I've always wanted to do it. And they just the beauty industry and being able to be creative and then also having that layer on top of helping someone feel confident. It's just nice to be able to have both of those and the freedom of working for myself.
So not too far in our rear view mirror was actually the pandemic of 2020, which we all know impacted the salon industry in like a huge way. And I think many people lost their businesses and were driven out. And it was hard to continue during that time with the closures. When we were trying to slow the spread of a pandemic, it was totally uncharted territory. So you, on the contrary, right, were making power moves and thriving. So tell us more about that time and how you continue to advance on despite the whole world slowing down around us.
So that was actually a pretty like controversial time because when we did shut down for that first closure in March of 2020, I wasn't working just because we weren't really for sure what was happening. Like it was kind of uncharted waters. And then after that, because I am a single mom and I'm the sole provider in my house, I decided to continue to work through the shutdowns because I had to keep my bills afloat and me and my daughter obviously needed a roof over our head. But in return, it was actually really beneficial for my business because there was a lot of people who weren't taking clients or they just decided that they weren't going to come back to work. They just retired. So I got an influx of business after that. And I kind of started to just like really take off from there.
That's
Yes.
incredible. Totally. So you've been amazing at building your own brand and following. You were one of the very first people who I came to when Becky and I first decided to start Market Mamas, when it was just very much like in an idea phase. And you were so encouraging. We had this lovely dinner and you let me pick your brain at least like 3 hours, I think. And I just basically knew nothing about nothing. And you gave me like a list of tasks, what to do, how to do them, where to go, where to look, like all these different apps and this whole other world. I was like, oh my goodness, like what am I getting into? But I was so thankful because you were so willing just to share all your knowledge that you've gained over the years. And you literally help a mama out. So I
Yeah.
was just, I came back and told Becky I had like a whole list of notes and we got to work. So I just want to thank you on our channel so much. You are a woman that helped us get started and just gave me that encouragement, that push, like, girl, go ahead and just do it. Go for it. So obviously women playing on the same team in business is extremely important. And I just want to know your experience with that and how you feel about that.
Well, first, you're so welcome. I always love to help out in any way possible if I can contribute to anybody who's starting up something that they enjoy or like a business. So I think it's extremely important because we understand the challenges that we go through as women being mothers or partners or trying to be like 10 people at one time. So I find that finding that support within other women who are going through the same things as you is a lot more encouraging and it pours into you a lot because it's someone that you can relate to. And obviously, like, we're in a different era now where we're not in the 70s and 80s where women are at home anymore. Like, I think our generation was that first one where it was usually a two-parent household working. And as we got into our adult years, we also worked as well too and had careers. So I think it's important for us to support each other through this transition because we're the first generation breaking that mold of what the prior generation used to do. So think without women supporting each other, it makes it a little bit more challenging because a lot of the business world can still be very much like male dominated when you're looking at corporates, CEO positions, or even just like with what you guys do, like trading, me in real estate. So I think with us supporting each other, it's going to help to be able to break a lot more ceilings and just break through a lot more old cultural norms that we had.
Yes, I love that,
Yeah.
Desi. I'm so excited because it's like we have found there's so much competition that you can run into in the world of social media and everything, just life. We're comparing ourselves to the mom you're standing next to at pickup, and it's not necessary and it's not healthy and it doesn't help the other people around you. And most of the time, the mom standing next to you is going to something similar, and you actually could like be friends and grow a relationship and support each other. Instead, we're just like looking at who's wearing their shirt better, but it's so much better. It's so much better when we're like, we all can be awesome and build. And I learned this cool thing about business. Let me show you and help you, and we all can build. So that energy is amazing. That's like what we're trying to contribute to. So, like, I love your boss lady goal getter energy so much.
Thank you. You guys too.
Thanks. Let's do it, everyone. And so
Yeah.
Kendra was telling me you also have Desiree, the realtor business. I am so into that because real estate is a big deal. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's a new business that I just recently started up at the beginning of this year. So I've been doing hair now for almost 10 years, which I love. Like it's, like I was saying, get to make people feel beautiful, build up confidence in others, and it's creative. But I also started to develop an interest with real estate when I bought my first place. So I decided I wanted to get my feet wet and join that industry. So right now I'm just kind of learning how to navigate that because it's a lot more corporate than what I'm used to. But it's good because real estate keeps you on your toes. Like the market's always different, like from week to week, pretty much just same thing with what you guys are dealing with. Like the market's always changing. So it impacts our business and the way that we do our practice.
Yeah, it totally does. I think that's so amazing that you diversified yourself and now you're in that arena as well. And I'm super excited to see how you grow that and just to keep hearing more about it. Freaking superwoman. And I want to know, like, what is your greatest driving force that just keeps you pushing for more? Because ever since I've known you, you've just been a goal getter. Like every time we talk, you're like, what's on your goals? Like, what's your next goals on your horizon? Like, you're always challenging me and inspiring me. So, and then what advice do you have for other women who want to also, fully step into their full potential?
So I want to say, I think my biggest driving force is just not having an actual safety net. And I think that, like most people, when they've had to overcome a lot in their life, obstacle wise, I think that's kind of something that naturally you develop is like constantly having that drive to like not fail. And then plus my daughter also is another driving force too, of course, because I want to, give her a better life. But I think just not having that safety net and like knowing that, like, if I make a mistake, I have to get up and like keep going and like keep pushing, even if things are challenging. So that's always kind of kept me pushing through everything that I've had to go through. And I continue to stay driven, even if I've reached like a level of like what other people would call comfort or like a place where they should be complacent or content. I don't ever really feel that because I don't have that safety net. So that drive and that driving force just seems to constantly stay lit all the time. And for anyone who's looking to start a business, or maybe they want to change careers, or they want to get out of an environment or situation they're in, I think it's good to find people who support you mentally, emotionally, people who question things you're doing and make you think outside of your usual perspective. So I think surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you don't have those people around you, take inventory of who you spend your time with and try to feed yourself positive things, whether it's through books or podcasts, until you can start to connect with other people who have like similar interests and values as you. So you can push yourself into that next stage or get yourself to the next level that you're trying to reach and break limiting belief systems and fears and all of that.
That's such a good tip because not all of us, I feel like when I started trading, it was like foreign to everyone in my physical world. And that's such an uncomfortable feeling to want to strive for more, but to have your most immediate people be like, what the hell? Just go to job, go to your work and make dinner and settle down. And it's like when you know you want more, it's hard to not have so podcasts and online content and like finding your people out in the greater world. There's nothing wrong with that. And we're so blessed to live in an era where we have such ability to connect on a global level to people. I love that tip. And I just have one more question. Because you have a daughter, and I feel like it's different. It's different than what I thought when I started trading, how much it would impact my kids actually, because they're constantly seeing me balancing, like I need a little bit more office time because I have to finish like getting things prepped for the morning. And then I'm going to come and like read a story at night. And so I'm teaching them, I'm sort of taking time from them, but I'm spreading my time out so that they get mama me, and they also see me striving to create everything that we want. And I'm explaining to them, with every advancement in my career world, then that means more trips and more things that we can do as a family. And so that's the reason. And I feel like I underestimated at the start of this the impact that my example would show for them. And I wonder, the way you're diversifying and growing, if that's part of like your big why, because it feels like it.
Yeah, it does. And like I can totally relate to you when you say like you feel like you're like dividing your time up between your kids and your career, and like you're trying to do all these things in the day. And it feels like you're kind of taking it, like when you're focusing on the business, it feels like you're taking away time from your family, and then vice versa, because you want to excel in both.
Yes.
So, and it can be like, it's always a time juggle. I always talk to Kendra about that. I was like, I feel like we're constantly like juggling our time and trying to figure out how we can fit so many things in the day. But yeah, I think that definitely is a motivating force for sure. 100%. Like trying to set that example for my daughter, to teach her how to be resilient and self-sufficient and like problem solve and like get up and push, but also for myself too, to like continue to push myself out of my comfort zone. So I can also grow, and just, I don't, like you don't ever want to stay the same. So I think it's a benefit for both.
I really love what you said earlier too about just that fire needing to, continue just to basically hustle and grind, because there isn't that safety net. There's nothing else to fall back on. Like we are what we are falling back on every day, and we fall down, we get back up, we keep going, we keep striving for more. And, relate and talk about that, about how, our daughters see us, they see us being hustlers, they see us, nonstop, and, they're at the daycare, they're at school, and it can take a toll on you, but ultimately, we're giving them that example of like, hey, mama can do hard things, mama's building and growing, despite things not always being perfect, things not always being easy, like nothing being handed to us.
No, definitely not. I feel like it's like every day you're like, okay, we're going to figure out how we're going to get through today and just get all the tasks done that we have the best we can possible. It's okay if we don't get everything on the list marked off. You can only do so much. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like one of the biggest things that I notice like most women face is like that, like not having enough time for ourselves, or feeling like we're not doing enough in our careers, or feeling like we're not being the best mom possible. It's like we have such high expectations for ourselves, and the expectations can be unrealistic sometimes. And I think that we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we do. Like Becky was saying, like we really do a lot. Like I think that we can handle a lot more and make a lot better logical decisions than other people would under the amount of responsibility and pressure that we have on our shoulders.
Yeah, and I think that lends to like the power of this sort of networking opportunity and like just talking it out, because it's a very common human element of like the natural mother instinct is we want all of our people around us to feel loved and fed and safe and secure and have all of their needs met. But then when you also have like a fire within you, it's like, okay, we're just doing all the things. So
yep,
let's go for it.
And it works though. I think that I don't know, somehow we just make it work. Like I remember when I had my daughter, and it was like my business was still really new. And I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to like be a new mom and have a new business and be a person. And then somehow like you just figure it out, and you get better at it the more you do it. And then you're like, let me get one more business on my plate. Then you start adding more, we start adding more stuff to our plate to just keep, we're like, what else can I do now?
Yes, I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to just keep going up.
Yes. Yeah, we continue to adapt and like evolve through that. So like we're definitely capable of doing anything for sure, especially with the right support, like what you guys do, coming on here, speaking to your audience and giving out motivation and encouragement. Like that will make such a big impact on someone else's day. And you probably don't realize how impactful that is sometimes, just sharing the words and the knowledge and the experience that you guys have.
It's been a journey. I mean, Becky and I supporting each other. We were like, all right, I mean, we have something special. Why not bring it to the rest of the world and, just figure it out along the way? Kind of like how you were saying, sometimes you just start something and it seems overwhelming. You don't know how it's all going to work out, but things just start to fall into place, and, nothing's guaranteed, but except that we're going to just keep going and keep working and keep getting up day after day. And, some days are going to be easier than others, but we always show up.
Right. And I think that what gives us power, Kendra, on Market Mamas is that we are day traders every single day. Like, we also have Market Mamas podcast, and we just set up merch because we love our logo and we love Market Mamas community. But like, we also are day traders. Like, we're moms and we're day traders, and then we're Market Mamas content creators. And so when we come about our podcast and what we say, it's like from real life. And I think that that's something special about us, like mama hustlers out there, is that we are literally getting up early every night and staying up late every night and like doing all the things. And so that really, I mean, it gives us a more authentic place to really speak from. Because when we're saying to traders, like, I get climbing out of the valley, and that was really hard, and you can do it and try these things that have helped me. Like, literally, that's because I did it last month. So yeah. I think that's good. Like, that I love that you supported Kendra in the way that you did last summer, giving us this motivation, because it was such an uneasy time for us talking about how to start it, and having another business owner who was like, just go, like, you can do it. That was really great. So I love that you came on today. It's like full circle just with that start, and we're all going just all the way up. So this is fun.
It still is. I mean, because, like you were saying, Becky, what qualifies us is that we're day traders. Like, we're going through all these things. And then we're trying to step into this other world of, we don't really quite yet know how to deliver what we have, but we're just trying to put it out there and hoping that it's received well and fine tuning it along the way. But so that's just, I mean, that's, you have to start from somewhere and add value, believe in the value that you have to add. So, but yeah, it's definitely been a journey.
I think you guys are doing great. I love all the content you've been putting out in your videos, and you do add a lot of value. And I think too, like how you were both saying, like being able to share from the experiences that you have and like just the trial and error, that's more valuable than somebody just preaching to someone that's not actively getting up and doing it consistently, because you really do have all of the experience, and the ups and downs and the mistakes are what really give you that like proof and that validity to go and like share it and help others.
Thanks, Dezi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show and chatting with us, and sharing your spirit, your go-getter spirit. We just thank you, and we're super happy that we had you on today. Please come back again and share with us more, and we'll be sure to share your business pages in the description below. So everyone, Market Mamas community, look out for that, and check out my girl Dezi. She's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Yes, I appreciate you for having me on here. And I'm definitely looking forward to coming back for sure.
Yes. Women helping women.
Yes. All the time. 100%.
All right, everyone. Keep getting at it. Thank you for being with us today.
Yeah. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.